Happy Pride Month to all of my Cuomo sexuals out there. I'm really sorry about this one, guys. The other day, I was walking around Barnes & Noble looking for something new to read when I came across something that gave me my very own food critic in Ratatouille moment. Or I guess, more accurately, gave me PTSD so bad that I started to cry. And that something just happened to be a book. I know, shocking to find in a Barnes & Noble. Crazy. But this isn't just any book we're talking about. This is the Holy Bible for musical parodyists. And that book is Low Hanging Fruit by Randy Rainbow. Randy Rainbow is the 4-time Emmy and Grammy nominated artist who creates political parodies of musical theater songs. Weird Al Yankovic and Stephen Sondheim coming together. This should be something that I absolutely love, but I don't. I've hated every single Randy Rainbow video I think I've ever seen. Randy Rainbow is like crack cocaine for middle-aged liberals. If you know anybody over the age of 40 that does musical theater, chances are they're gonna love Randy Rainbow. And look, I totally understand it. He's got talent, he's got comedic timing, he's witty. I'm not saying that everything about Randy Rainbow is bad. That would be straight up incorrect. But I do think that the criticisms that he applies through his musical parodies that he does are so unbelievably baseline that the only thing they do is make people go, oh yeah, I agree with that. He rarely ever makes any points. He'll just say that Trump is something and then provide almost no actual evidence behind it.
You're still the same obnoxious fool from 2016. Makeup you're still not blending. Promises you won't keep.
Randy, what promises do you want Donald Trump to actually keep? That should be a good thing. He has this smug arrogance about him that says, I'm better and smarter than you, and you're dumb and stupid if you disagree with me. It's this smugness and baseline political commentary that make a lot of Randy Rainbow takes age extremely poorly.
The people know me. I think that's why I'm going up during this hoax that's taking place in New York.
Honey, I think you're going down.
He was a sleazy showbiz phony born in NYC who somehow won the White House over Hillary. Then after one term got the sack when Biden pummeled his ass. But now he wants to come back. He's been indicted though, and so he's making scenes. He's the grumpy Trumpy felon from Jamaica in Queens.
Look, I hate Donald Trump more than most liberals do, but there comes a point where criticism goes beyond saying orange man bad and this dude is really fucking fat. But I think the absolute worst thing that Randy Rainbow ever did was make a thirst trap about a politician who sexually harassed 13 different women and killed 12,000 elderly people during COVID, including Jay Schlatt's grandma. So I just want to take this video to talk about Randy Rainbow, specifically the Andrew Cuomo thirst video, because even though the video is 5 years old, I think it really speaks to the current political climate and everything that's happening surrounding Andrew Cuomo. Oh, and Randy Rainbow has also started using AI, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. But first, what's up? My name is Connor McDowell, and I'm currently campaigning to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2025. If you like this video, or you think I should be nominated, just click subscribe. One subscribe is all it takes to get me on the cover of People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive issue. And I swear to God, if they give it to Andrew Cuomo over me, I think I'll kill myself. Motherfucker looks like an Oblivion NPC. For some super sexy movie reviews, you guys can follow me on Letterboxd. And for this week's movie recommendation, I want to recommend the brand new Mike Flanagan movie, The Life of Chuck. Based on the Stephen King short story, The Life of Chuck is about the life of Chuck, and it examines Chuck's life in a unique way so that you can understand why he made a decision one day that he usually would not have made. It's extremely heartwarming and funny in its presentation, while simultaneously ripping your heart out. It's about art and why it's necessary to pursue it. It's a celebration of life, but most importantly, there's a giant dance sequence in it. So if you haven't seen it, which most of you definitely haven't because it's not out in theaters yet, unless you're watching this video from the fucking future, then I highly recommend you all watch The Life of Chuck. I've also started a Patreon where I'm going to be posting early and exclusive content, so if you like my videos and you want more of them, the best way to support me and get more content is to subscribe to one of the 3 tiers on my Patreon. Also, if you still have it, even though it's a vile hellscape, you can follow me on Twitter. Before the video starts, I just want to give a quick content warning for sexual harassment. I'm not going to be going into any depth of the case, but I am going to be discussing sexual harassment. So here's your content warning just in case you need it. Randy Rainbow. Where do I even fucking start with this guy? Look, if you guys like Randy Rainbow, that's fine. I'm not saying you're a bad person for enjoying this dumb, stupid, silly content. I don't care. I just wish that Randy Rainbow had more hard-hitting criticism for the people that he makes videos about, instead of just using the Dem-approved talking points. Trump is fat, he's orange, he's lazy, he's stupid, he's incompetent, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm not saying that calling out Republicans for doing terrible things is bad. Not at all. I just want Randy Rainbow to do a better job at it. I think that criticizing Republicans is 100% necessary. But I also think criticizing Democrats is 100% necessary. Because sometimes Democrats are really bad people, and we shouldn't worship them like they're gods, or lust after them and post about it online. My case in point being Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo is currently running to be mayor of New York City after having to resign for sexually harassing 13 different women while he was governor of New York. Now, if you ask me, that's a guy I don't think should be mayor, especially if his main argument against the allegations is that he's not a pervert, he's just Italian. Talk about Mamma Mia, am I right? Sorry if that was offensive. But I'm not gonna lie, anti-Italian discrimination is not something that's necessarily on the forefront of my mind. So I don't know if saying Mamma Mia is offensive, because apparently according to Andrew Cuomo's brother, calling him Fredo is the same as saying the N-word. I would really like to know what the fuck is happening with the Cuomos. But Andrew's brother Chris also was fired from CNN because he was defending his brother through the sexual harassment allegations. But we'll talk more about Chris later. Now Andrew Cuomo did not only sexually harass 13 different women, he also killed 12,000 elderly people during COVID because he thought it would be a good idea to take COVID patients and put them in the place where all of the old and vulnerable people go. Honestly, that's not a bad idea, but I also think that we should put guns and ropes into mental hospitals and crack cocaine into the public schools. So, now a lot of you have already really started to hate Andrew Cuomo, but did you know that in November of 2024, Andrew Cuomo also decided to join the legal defense team for Benjamin Netanyahu after the ICC charged him with war crimes. So Andrew Cuomo, the guy who harassed and murdered people, is all in favor of harassing and murdering more people. Shocker. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want the modern day Hitler's lawyer to be running one of the largest metropolitan hubs in the entire world. That sounds like a really bad idea to me. By the way, if you're watching this and the 2025 mayoral election has not taken place yet, do not rank Cuomo. Rank Zoran number 1, do not rank Cuomo. Zoran Mamdani is a socialist, meaning that if he gets elected, it could effectively change the landscape of American politics in every metropolitan hub from here on. That's what the potential of this election has. But some people don't want their rent frozen, some people don't want free buses, some people don't want city-owned grocery stores to make grocery prices go down, and they most certainly do not want a brown socialist running the city. So now you know that Andrew Cuomo is a goblin. Why should New York City residents have to look at this disgusting, ugly old goblin for the next 4 years? But look, that's just my humble opinion. Maybe there's somebody else out there that finds Andrew Cuomo to be delicious, or delectable, or divine. Because it's definitely not me. I mean, fucking look at this guy.
This is a pandemic. I felt it was a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic. All you had to do is look at other countries.
Stranded in my bedroom, no one to love. Then there he is.
Let us give you an update as to where we are today.
My favorite guy. He's the earth and heaven to you, try and keep it hidden.
Okay, now look, in all fairness, this video was made before the sexual harassment allegations came out, before the COVID deaths, so I'm not faulting Randy Rainbow per se for making this video. What I am faulting him for is thinking it's a good idea to thirst after an American Democratic politician and post it online thinking, yeah, this is gonna age well. Because at what point does this seemingly harmless thirst trap video turn into something more sinister? Which I'll get to once we finish this video.
You can see right through your daddy. love you so. Oh, Andy. Oh, Andy, baby. Someday, COVID's not a thing.
To me, a video like this reads nothing different than the swaths of people trying to get Donald Trump's attention by glazing him uncontrollably. These are politicians we're talking about. Like, sure, you can find Andrew Cuomo attractive. Whatever, I guess that's fine. If I ever say something good about a politician, that doesn't mean I'm fully endorsing everything they do. But when you make a video like this, saying that he's like your number one and you want to fuck him so bad, comes off a little gross and weird, at least to me.
If we're on Earth, for what it's worth, I hope they make you king. You run my state while I gain weight with grace and dignity. Oh, please be my dad. Oh, Andy.
When you are united, there is nothing you can't do.
Andy, my darling.
Do you see what I mean by he never really says anything? Like, he's making jokes about how he wants Andrew Cuomo to be his daddy. And like, fine, yeah, those are funny jokes and all. But when it comes to political analysis, there's almost nothing. He's not really giving any examples of things that Andrew Cuomo did that were good. He's just saying, great job, Andrew, I love you. Again, a politician, by the way. But it's quite literally every video, especially the videos where he's attacking somebody he doesn't like. It's always the same criticism over and over and over again. Even when he's glazing, he can only say the same things over and over and over again. It's like he's a robot that's just kind of good at changing the lyrics of musical theater songs.
This global pandemic is scaring me real bad, but watching your daily press briefings sure does calm me down. The way you manage to lead and inform without terrifying the living shit out of me or straying from the facts, and still find time to nurture my delicate spirit with adorable slideshows and relatable anecdotes about meatballs. You're wise, level-headed, eloquent, and sexy at a time when the country needs it most. It sure is a refreshing change from that oh gee, I won't get into specifics. You know I don't like to be political. I guess what I'm trying to say, Andrew, is that you're my number one Cuomo now. And whatever you decide to be once this whole thing blows over, whether it's governor of New York or president of the United States or ABC's Next Bachelor, I'm with you now, Andy. Only you.
You hear that? He's with Andrew only. Andrew Cuomo talking about meatballs is the peak of politics. That's all I needed to know. You have my vote, Mr. Cuomo.
Even as I continue to light a candle, get naked, and pray every night for the speedy recovery of your brother, my first love, Chris. With his tight, wet t-shirts and his sweaty Instagram workout videos and his big, muscular... actually, I'm still really into Chris, too.
Important point here. He still is really into Chris, but he is also in love with Andrew. Because Andrew is hot and politics, and Chris is hot and wet t-shirt. Now, you may not think this is important, but trust me, Chris Cuomo is very important.
You're so strong and rational. From now on, I identify as homosexual.
And there it is, one of the cringiest things I think I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. Look, it is a funny play on words. I don't disagree with that. And if Andrew Cuomo, again, wasn't a politician who did absolutely horrible, 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 horrible things, I would give you props. I think politicians are probably the last people on earth that we should be thirsting after. You never know which country they're gonna bomb next. But the word Cuomo-sexual, after everything that happened, is probably one of the worst aging things I've ever heard in my entire life. This is as bad as a jug of milk that you've left in the fridge not a week past expiration date, not a month past expiration date, but 25 years after the expiration date. The hoarder that lived in that house has been dead for 25 years and the milk is still there.
Kind and smart, you touch my heart. Your polo shirts are nice.
'cause New York loves you.
Andy?
So that's the infamous Cuomo sexual Randy Rainbow video. A video that has haunted my nightmares for 5 years at this point. But surely once all of the allegations came out, that had to be the end of the Cuomo sexual era, and it would never be brought up by Randy Rainbow ever again because of how unbelievably embarrassing it is. What's that? You're telling me that Randy Rainbow did a podcast with Chris Cuomo 6 months ago talking about Cuomo sexuality?
This is how I see you.
Chris Cuomo's podcast is like any other middle-aged podcast that you would expect. Basically just like clipped sections from each question that he asks, compiled together with 5 sponsored ad breaks put throughout the entire hour-long podcast. That's fucking insane. How much money is Chris Cuomo making off this goddamn podcast? 5 sponsorships in one video? One video? Now, Randy and Chris don't start talking about Cuomo sexuality right away. You gotta have a little foreplay before you get into the sexual stuff. About 15 to 16 minutes in is when the real meat of the podcast begins. Randy starts talking about how he really had no idea how popular Cuomo sexuality was until, quote unquote, the shit hit the fan. To which Chris Cuomo replies,
Because I didn't realize what an impact that had. I posted it and then I was dealing with my dying cat and, while isolating. So I really didn't understand until when the shit hit the fan and the New York Post was calling my house, asking me if I had a comment.
Sorry about that.
what the fuck? We're talking about sexual harassment here. And you're apologizing to Randy Rainbow? What the fuck? Dog, that's crazy. Randy also mentions that a lot of people didn't realize that he was also making fun of himself in his videos.
Because when I do a video, it is a heightened reality. It is it is coming at it from different angles. And as much as it was a love song to your brother, who I really appreciated his leadership during that time, it was also poking fun at the people like myself, who were falling all over him as the love gov and everything. So, but a lot of people didn't get that.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious that he is making fun of himself to an extent, but he's still thirsting after Andrew Cuomo. Like, if somebody calls you out for doing something wrong, you can't just point to something else you did in the same thing and be like, I'm good, guys. I made fun of myself, dude. I'm totally fine.
If you are not with them, you are against them. And so you like a guy that they have decided not to like or been told not to like, or something they've been told not to like or to fear, even worse. You've got a problem.
We're talking about your brother who has been accused by, again, 13 different women of sexual harassment. Nobody has to tell me that that's a bad thing. I figured that one out on my own, Christopher.
And even getting, having to resign and getting dumped by his own party, he's still a Democrat.
Why did he have to resign, Chris? Why? Was there something he did? Now here's the part that confirms my entire thesis for this video.
The irony is, you were being affected by Andrew. You did the song as an expression of that moment, but you affected Andrew by being a subject of a Randy Rainbow song. It burnished Andrew's image and gave him dimension of likability that he did not have before.
Really? You think my video?
100%.
Get the hell out of here.
Chris Cuomo is actively admitting that Andrew Cuomo gained popularity in the public because of Randy Rainbow. This is why infantilizing and lusting after politicians is a really bad thing to do. Would Andrew Cuomo be running for mayor right now if not for Randy Rainbow? Probably. But why do so many people in this country have this insane short-term memory loss? Dismissing the allegations as just like the shit hits the fan is disgusting, Randy. What are you doing? But the information that we desperately need from this podcast is, does Chris Cuomo still follow Randy Rainbow on Instagram?
I would like to discuss the fact that shortly thereafter, after the Cuomo sexual moment, I created a video for your birthday.
Yes.
Did I receive flowers? Did I receive a call? Did I receive a tweet? You followed me on Instagram, but now you don't follow anyone on Instagram.
That's right.
What's up with that?
I follow no one.
You could follow fucking me.
I'll follow Randy Rainbow. You want to be the one? I'll tell you what. I'll follow your ass.
If you fucking do that right now.
I'll do it right now. Will this make up for it? I'll follow you.
I will write a song about you right now, Christopher.
I'll follow it right now. Randy fucking Rainbow is who I'm following. Not even.
This is good.
Randy
Make sure
Rainbow
you hold
pops
him.
up first. Follow back. All right. There you go.
You did it really?
That's right.
Oh my God.
The answer is no, he doesn't follow him anymore. Now, what really upsets me about this podcast is throughout the entire thing, Chris Cuomo keeps referring to Randy Rainbow as an artist.
Do I have to change my art?
But I'm not an artist. You have to be moved.
I'm an artist and I need to be sort of moved.
But you got to feel it. Well, you have to as an artist. He is funny. He is deep. And he's an artist.
And sure, he's an artist in the content sense. But would an artist, an actual artist, use AI to create his newest videos? I tried watching newer Randy Rainbow content, specifically his newest song, That's Trump Derangement. And it literally took me 2 seconds to realize that almost every image used in this video was AI. AI TV, AI pill bottle, AI 1950s aesthetic memes, AI doctor's office, AI portrait of Trump. If it's an image and it's in this video, it's most likely AI.
I believe you're suffering from a common condition. Recently rejected by Health Secretary RFK Jr. for possibly containing trace amounts of science and observable reality.
Saying the phrase observable reality while standing inside of an AI-generated television screen with an AI-generated background makes me want to bash my head in with a fucking rock. Even if the person that you're hating on is RFK. Now, not only is everything in this video AI, but also about 50 seconds in, I get hit with a Ground News sponsorship. A sponsorship in a 5-minute long video. You're gonna tell me that a third of your entire video is going to be a paid advertisement that I'm forced to watch before I can even get to your song parody? Because that's the thing, the song hasn't even started yet. I'm watching a video called Randy Rainbow's Song Parody, and I'm 3 minutes into the video, and there still isn't a song parody. But before we can even get to the song parody, we have to sit through these awful, disgusting looking AI-generated memes that Randy Rainbow thought were funny. These MAGA hats don't even make any fucking sense. This one says, gravy not woke, make cranberries great again, stuff the libs, and my personal favorite, thanks, but Thanksgiving. What the fuck does that mean? You can't say that you make art and then put out this lazy AI shit and still call it art. So if you're gonna take anything away from this video, honestly, just be normal. Don't sexualize or thirst after politicians on the internet. And this should be prime example number 1 of why you shouldn't do that. Whatever you do, just don't be a Randy Rainbow, but most of you don't want to fuck Andrew Cuomo, so I'm sure you're fine. Alright, well that's gonna be it for me today. If you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you think I should be nominated to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2025. This week's Funny Boy of the Week goes to Lillian for sending me this meme. If you want to be Funny Boy of the Week, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram and DM me a meme or a TikTok or something that you think is funny. And if I think it's funny, then you potentially could be Funny Boy of the Week. You can follow me on all of my other social medias, including my Letterboxd and my Twitter. You can join one of the 3 tiers I have on my Patreon. And if you want to become a bigger member of this community, you can join my Discord. The links for all of those are in the description down below. Special thank you to my patrons, PSI Bear, Aaron Bird, and Batnaps. And if you want me to shout your name out at the end of the video, join the Patreon. I'm Connor McDowell, and I'm gonna go make an Al Gore thirst trap. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.